Hello everyone, good morning. Myself Muralidhar Reddy. I'm a DevOps consultant and solution architect. Now we are going to discussing about what is GitHub, creating a GitHub account. Let's see that so that you will get some idea. So here we have a GitHub repository, devopszerotohero day 7. I already created the particular documentation as well. First, we can understand our GitHub, what exactly GitHub, what are the things provide. Then we can, I will show you how do we create the GitHub account as well. So for that one, right, first, what is the GitHub? GitHub is a web-based platform, majorly primarily used for version control system and also collaboration on software development projects. Inside this particular GitHub, we will be store repositories. Example, your code, you can store it in the GitHub only. So it is built in around Git, especially version distributed version control system created by Linus. Understand, right? So, and coming to the major features, one is, as I said, we can store the repository hosting. It means we can store our repositories. We can manage files and also tracking changes, maintain the versions, everything. Inside the GitHub, we can store that repositories and we can maintain who has done changes, everything we can monitor. And next one is version control system, and it will be used as Git to manage our code changes and maintain a history of contributors. If someone made some changes, right, we can see that who has done the particular changes, everything we can monitor in the GitHub repository. Understand, right? And collaboration, team can work together using pull request PR, we can raise that, and also issues on project boards, we can use that, and team can work together. And next one is branching and merging related one. Developer can work any new feature, individually isolated branches. Once they're done, what they will do, right, they will be raised that PR and they will be merged into the main code base after review. Once review done, right, they'll be merged to specific branch. Example, main or master branch or development branch, depends on that. And pull request as well. The main proposed code changes and have a look at the particular changes and before merging to merging. Example, someone did some changes. What they will do, right, they will be raise the PR and one of our team member, I mean to say developer team member, they'll be review it. If everything's fine, they will be merged to that particular one. Understand, right? And also we do and also we have a possibility to set up the CI/CD integration as well. It will be support that particular automated workflows, testing, deployment using GitHub Actions. Some of the organizations are using GitHub Actions, very rare cases only, but we can also integrate CI/CD as well. Clear, right? And next one is security wise also. Security wise also we do have dependent bot and code scanning, secret detection. So it is offering everything in the GitHub level. And also we have a documentation. It will support README file, wiki, this particular markdown files to the document project specific repository. Also we can write the README. We have a README file there. We can write the step-by-step process, everything. And the community also we have a lot of community support as well. Open source projects and allowing starting and forking the repositories and encourage collaboration as well. Understand, right? These are the features are providing in terms of GitHub. And who uses GitHub? First of all, right, individual developers. Example, if you are creating, in our case, right, example, we are going to practice, right? In our case, we can create the GitHub account. And also some portfolios. Example, if anyone student, right, example, they're studying third year, fourth year, BTech. So they can also create the account and they can prepare that portfolio inside this particular GitHub. And also team and companies as well for collaboration and version control system. Especially guys, in real time, we won't be store our repository in the local. We always store it in the remote repository. That is, we'll be choose either GitHub, GitLab, or Bitbucket. In our case, I'm talking about GitHub. In this particular company's level also, we'll be use this particular GitHub. And especially like this is also open source communities to contribute to public projects. Some of the public projects also there we can contribute. Example, if you want to be, if someone is having that open source public repository, if you want, you can contribute there. You can raise the PR and they can review it. If it is valid, they can merge to the specific branch. Understand, right? So these are the, we can use it. One is individual developers, teams and companies, and open source communities people also, they'll be use this particular GitHub. Any questions here? And one more thing, remember, inside the GitHub, we have two types. One is public repositories, private repositories. Public repositories means, as I said, in case if you are working open source communities, there we can create a public repository. So anyone can, example, I know one of the GitHub repository. I can take the particular GitHub repository and then I can clone the particular repository. And coming to the private repositories, especially in real time, we always create our repositories private only, because our code, and I mean to say, when you are working one of the organization, example, you can take Tech World with Murali company. So if you are working any code, right, we won't be keep it in the public. We always having that particular repository in the private only. Again, I'm repeating, guys. In interview level also, they will ask the question like where exactly you have created the repositories, whether it is public or private. You have to tell in the private only. If you say public, they can easy to identify, okay, this person is not working in the real time. Clear, right? Always will be creating the private more securely. The reason company code should not be shared in the public, right? That's why. Understand, right? Clear. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you how do we create the GitHub account. So for that one, right, first I'm going to log out this one, sign out this, sign out here. And then now you can go to the Google and you can type it here, GitHub. If you see here, github.com, this is our GitHub related one. Now you can click this one. This is the GitHub dashboard here. So I mean to select main page. And here you can see the sign in. If you click the sign in, here it will ask the username and password. If you already log in, you can give that username and password and you can sign it. But in our case, right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you first sign up. Now you can click the sign up. What will happen? If you see here, creating your free tier account. Okay. And here what you have to do, you have to give your mail ID and you have to give the password. And here you have to give the username. Remember, guys, when you are creating personal usage, right, this particular username should be unique entire GitHub. Whether you are creating in personal usage or in real time also, this particular username is entirely unique one. Example, some of the organization, they will be create the organization. Inside the GitHub, we have an organization. The particular organization also should be unique only, entire GitHub level. Understand, right? Now here you need to select the specific country. Yes, fine. And here, if you want to be get email notifications related to announcements, you can select here and you can continue. Once you click the continue, what will happen, right? Once you click the continue, it will ask the quiz. Okay. And now you can complete that quiz, and then it will ask you, it will send the notification to whatever you have given the mail ID. Example, I'm telling, this is the mail ID you have given. So what will happen is this particular mail ID will get the notification. You will get the notification to this particular mail ID, the particular OTP. Now you have to enter the particular OTP and then you can continue. Now account will be created. Understand, right? Now you can try it here because I already having the account. That's why I'm not showcasing here, but this is a simple only. Just you have to provide the details and this next continue, and you have to complete the quiz, continue, and then you have to enter your OTP. You will get the OTP to the specific mail ID, whatever you have given here. And now you will be receive it. Just click continue. Now it will be once you get that OTP, you can enter that one, continue, your account will be activated. Understand, right? Any questions now? And also one more thing you have to remember, in this particular GitHub, we have a different plans. Okay, here you can see the pricing plan, and here you can see the free one, team one, and also enterprise one. Here you have to remember one thing, guys. In real time, we always go with either team one, enterprise one. But our practice purpose, we are choosing the free one. Here they are giving the few of the basic features. And here you can see that we can create a public and private repositories, unlimited public and private repositories. Okay. And here you can see that we need to pay $4 per user per month, and they will be give extra code owners, draft pull request, everything extra features are providing. Usually in real time, depends on our use cases. Either will be use team one, either will be use enterprise one. Clear, right? Any questions now? Any questions now? Now, example, as I said earlier, we already created the user. Now you can click the sign in. Now, once you sign in, right, here you have to provide either your username or your mail ID. Okay, here I have given that my mail ID and I have given my password as well. Here you have to remember, guys, usually our practice purpose, we are giving here our mail ID personal gmail.com and also password we are giving. But when it comes to the real time, right, what we will do, we'll be having our office mail ID. Example, if you are working Tech World with Murali company, it will be having that Murali techworldwithmurali.com, Suresh techworldwithmurali.com. Understand, right? And then here you need to provide, give that particular password, and then you can click the sign in. Understand, right? Now you can click the sign in. Now you can click the sign in. Remember, if you are first time, right, it won't ask this two-factor authentication. But in my case, my account, I already set up the two-factor authentication. That's why what I'm doing, just click the send SMS. When you click the send SMS, what will happen? You will get that authentication code to your mobile number. Okay. Now I'm entering that number. Now I have given that. Here, if you see here you can see that my account is activated, and here you can see that everything details. Understand, right? And here you can go to the dashboard. This is our GitHub related one. Understand, right? I hope you got some idea. Any questions now? Any questions now? Now clear, right? So this is the process of creating the GitHub account. And also I will show you how do we create the repository, GitHub dashboard overview, everything I will show you later sometime. But this video majorly for what exactly GitHub and how do we create the GitHub account. Okay. And here you have to remember one more thing. Again, I'm repeating. Don't tell in interview level we access GitHub repository using @gmail.com. In real time, we always accessing using, example, if you are working in TechWorld with Murali company, Murali @ example, your username is Murali @ TechWorld with Murali.com. Understand that? Now here you can copy this and similarly just enter. Example, if you are Suresh, right? Suresh is a DevOps engineer. Suresh @ techworldwithmurali.com. Using this particular mail ID, we'll be accessing our GitHub. Understand? You have to provide your credentials. You can access it. And one more thing, some of the organization, what they will do, right? They will be integrated with AD. Okay, they will be integrated with AD, Active Directory. It means what they will do, they will be integrated with AD to the GitHub, and then you can use our AD credentials. Example, when you join one of the organization, you will be having that AD credentials. Example, this Murali @ techworldwithmurali.com. Password is Murali @ 250. Example I'm telling. This is the username and this is our AD credentials. You can log in using AD credentials also. You can access our GitHub. That is depends on project to project. They may accessing using AD credentials, or some of the organizations what they will do, they'll be if any new user, any new engineer join to the project, right? What they will do, go to the GitHub repository, they will be invite there, and then they will be assigned the specific permissions, whether it is read only, whether it is admin, code owner, depends on groups we will be having, they will be assigned that. Especially as a DevOps engineer, 99% of the people having the admin privileges only, until unless if they are juniors. Okay, if they are the juniors, remaining senior people having the admin privileges only. Understand, right? Because if they, example, if they need developers need to create they're required to create the GitHub repository. Okay, then they may reach out to us. We have to create the GitHub repository, and sometimes they may reach out to us to update that branch name. We need to be change it. Okay, we need to keep it that branch name. Default branch is from main to developer branch. Depends on that. We have to be help them. That's why as a DevOps engineer or cloud engineer, as a SRE engineer, we'll be having the admin level privileges only, permissions only. Understand, right? So this is the process of creating the GitHub account. Any questions? Any questions? I hope you understood, right? Again, I'm repeating, guys, please don't tell in interview level. We use the @gmail.com. Using Gmail, we have accessed it. And one more thing, in real time, we always having the organization. Inside the GitHub, we are having that organization. Okay. We'll be create the organization. Example, organization name is TechWorld with Murali. Okay. Example, organization name is TechWorld. Organization name is TechWorld with Murali. Inside this particular organization, will be create the repositories. Okay. Repos. Okay. Repos. Understand, right? We'll be having this particular one. And also some of the organizations, very rare projects, right? They may have accessing like this as well. HTTPS. Example, you are working techworldwithmurali.com, techworldwithmurali.github.com. We'll be having the subdomain as well, guys. Remember, sometimes usually we are accessing using just github.com. Okay. If you see here, just github.com. Okay, here you can see github.com. Some of the organization, right? They will be having the subdomain as well, like techworldwithmurali.github.com. Okay, understand that? They will be accessing using this particular one as well. Depends on project to project. Okay, clear, right? Any questions now? But very rare cases will be having that subdomain, guys. Especially if you are working large big project, okay, then we'll be having that like this subdomain github.com techworldwithmurali.github.com. And also they will be asked that GitHub is self-hosted or you are using managed one. You always say that, like, we always 99% of the organization we will be use the managed one only. We won't be use the self-managed one, because self-managed one you have to be install the GitHub and you have to be managed and you have to be take the backup everything. Okay, if you see here github.com is, it is just we are paying the money and we are using this particular feature. Understand, right? Clear? Any questions now? Now we are going to discussing about GitHub dashboard overview. Let's say the demo so that you will get some idea. Earlier we already created a GitHub account, right? Now what we can do, we can see that what are the options available in this particular GitHub so that you will get some idea. Okay, understand, right? Any questions? So this is our GitHub repository. Here you can see that github.com/techworldwithmurali. Here you have to remember, guys, this is my individual account. This is my personal individual account, github.com/techworldwithmurali. And here you can see that about myself and everything. Okay. Now then here you can see the repositories. Total we have 34 repositories. Here we have both public and private. Everything you can able to see it here. Here project is nothing but we'll be having that Jira, right? Sprint planning Kanban, right? If you want to be set up same thing in the GitHub, you can also create, but in real time we won't use it. You can ignore this particular one. Now in right side you have a profile. Just click this one and you can click your profile, and here you can see that the same information whatever we saw, that github.com/techworldwithmurali, and then you can go up a little bit and you can see that your repositories, and here you can see that it will be display all the repositories, both public and private, everything. And here you can see that devopszerotohero, everything. Okay, and then you can go here, and then here you can see that your organization. Here you have to remember one thing, guys. Usually in real time we'll be having the organization. Organization is nothing but it contains a group of people can work on same thing. Example, we'll be create one organization. There we can create a multiple projects, multiple repositories. So we can provide the access, we can create the specific users, groups, everything, and we can provide the access organization level so that they can access the repositories. So if you create, usually, right, when you create your personal one, it will be having that your personal username, github.com/techworldwithmurali. But in real time, we'll be having that organization. There we can create all the repositories. Example, I'm going to create the new organization. Click this one. Here what I'm going to do, I'm going to create one organization. Here we have a different organization plans, guys. Here you can see that one is free one, team $4 USD for user per month, and enterprise one. Usually in real time, we will be use either team or enterprise one, depends on use cases, depends on our use cases of this particular features. Okay, but in my case, I'm going to create the free trial. Now you can click the create a free trial organization, and here it is asking the organization name. Here I'm giving that organization example. Here I'm giving tech world example. I'm giving, guys. This particular organization should be unique for entire GitHub. So here you can see that https github.com, and here you can see the techworld-2580. Okay, clear, right? Now here it is asking the mail ID. Here I'm giving that my mail ID, example techworldwithmurali@gmail.com. Here in real time, right, we will be having that service account mail. There you have to provide your service account mail. Okay, we won't be give the individual. The reason, in case if you left the organization, your mail ID, it will be blocked. That's why it won't be work. That's why always create a separate individual mail ID. Example, devopsforbeginners@techworldwithmurali.com. Okay, DevOps cloud@techworldwithmurali.com, whatever. Okay, fine. And here you can see that whether it is your personal account or whether it is business or institute purpose. Usually in real time will be used for business purpose. And here you can select this particular business, and here it is asking the name of the business. And the example I'm giving the techworldwithmurali only. You can give if you want anything. Just example I'm giving here techworldwithmurali. Okay. Now here it is asking the verify your account. Now you can click this one and then just fill this particular one. Okay. Now you can submit this. Now it is done. Now you can come down. In case if you required a Copilot business organization, it will be charged extra $19. We don't require, just you can click and you can click next. And here next step it is going on. Now you can see that here if you want to be add other people, you can add it here. Currently I'm not adding anything. So just you can skip the this step. Now you can click the skip this step, and here you can see that this is our organization, guys. Here you can see that github.com/techworld-2580. Here you have to remember either your username or your username or organization name, both will be having that github.com/techworldwithmurali only. Techworldwithmurali and techworld-2580. Understand, right? That's why when you are creating the organization, that particular organization name should be unique only. And here you can see that. And here if you want, you can invite your first name members. And if you want to be create any branches, everything you can do that. Okay, fine. Now we have done this particular one. Now what you have to do? Whether it is public or private, it is always member only. It should not be public, guys. This particular organization will be created in the within the organization. That's why you have to select the member only instead of public one. Okay, fine. Clear, right? Any questions? And here you can see that what are the repositories available. Currently, we don't have any repositories in this particular techworld-2580 organization. Usually, we created in the techworld-with-murali user under user. Okay, instead of creating this particular organization. Now I will also show you how do we create later sometime. Okay, here you can see the team members. What are the team members is available. If you want, you can create a new team. And here you can see the people, how many people is available. Currently we have only one member. If you want to be invite them, you can invite using that particular mail ID. Okay, understand, right? If you want, you can set up that SAML authentication as well, single sign-on. Some of the organization, they may use the single sign-on as well. They can set up as well. Okay, and then here you can see that settings. Here you can see that organization display name. If you want email ID, that will be publicly visible. URL, everything. If you want, you can do anything. Billing related one, you can select this one. Here you can have a look this all the information related to organization, so that you will get some idea. So remember one thing. Here we will be having the repository roles. If you want, you can create the specific role, whether it is read, write, admin, maintain, whatever you want. If you want, you can create the specific one. If you want, and also will be some of the organizations, right? They may use GitHub Enterprise as well. If they use, they can also use it, this particular one. Clear, right? Any questions now? Fine. Now you can go here. You can check it other things. Okay, your enterprise. Some of the, as I said, right? Some of the organization, they may use enterprises as well. You have to, if you want, you can start with 30 days free trial, so that we can. If you want, you can have a look this one. But again, I'm telling, some of the organization, they may use enterprise. Some of the organization use just organization one. Okay, clear. Now you can come down, and here you can see that in case if you required, you can go to the settings as well. Click this particular settings, and here you can see that what is the name of that one, what is the email ID, and here you can see the bio and everything in detail. And also you can go to the account, and here you can see that what is the account. Okay, everything you can check it here. If you want to be delete your account, you can delete. Before going to delete, first you have to delete your organization, that is techworld-2580. Clear, right? Any questions now? Fine. And also you can see the appearance. If you whatever you want, if you require this one, you can select this one. By default, I'm selecting this light default only. And accessibility. And here you can see that if you have any accessibility, if you want, you can check it here. And also notifications. If you have any notification, this particular one, right? We can have a look the specific notification related. What is the mail ID? Everything you can able to check it here. Billing and plans also. Here you can see the plans and uses. Currently we are using free, right? That's why it is showcasing that $0. And if you want, you can upgrade to specific one. Currently we have a GitHub free only. And here you can see that password and authentication. If you want, you can create the password related to change the password. Passkeys, two-factor authentication, we already enabled. Everything you can able to do that one. Clear, right? Any questions? Sessions. And also some of the organizations, right, they may use, yeah, here you can see that sessions here. I already log in to two sites. One is in this particular location, the Hyderabad location. Understand, right? It was done April 13th, last one. Now your current session as well. And here you can see that SSH GPG as well. Some of the organization, they may use this particular SSH configuration as well. For example, Jenkins, we can integrate this particular SSH. Clear, right? Fine. Now you can come down organizations. Here you can see that specific organizations. Currently, we have only one organization. In case if you want to be change settings, you can select this one and you can change the specific one as well if you want. If you want, you can delete this particular one. If you want to rename it, delete, archive this particular organization, everything, you can able to do it. And enterprise, I already said, right? Fine. Now here you can see the repositories. Currently, if we have any repositories, it will be displayed. Currently, we have this particular inside the tech world with Murali, we have this many repositories. I think we have 33 or 34 repositories available. And the remaining, we don't require this one. You can ignore it. Now you can come down. And here you can see the developer settings. You can click the developer settings. Here, guys, earlier, if you want to be clone the repository, right, during that time, it was supporting username with password around, I think, 2020. But later, right, they have removed that password authentication. Instead of that one, they have provided that particular token level. It means username, you have to provide your username, password is your token. Here you need to create a specific token. Example, I'm generating the new token, and here you can click this particular generate a new token, and here you can see that it will ask that particular configuration. Just generate a new token. Click this one. Let me log in. Okay. And here, if you want, you can give any name. Example, testing purpose. Okay. And if you want, you can give the description and where it is resource owner, whether it is specific user level you are going to use it, or whether you are going to use it organization level. Here you can select. Example, I have selected the user level, resource owner is user. And here you can see that whether you want to be the particular token will be expired 30 days, 7 days, 60 days, 90 days, or custom or no expiration. Okay. And here you can see the public repositories or all repositories or only select repositories. Depends on use cases will be generated. Example, I have selected the all repositories, and then here you can come down and here you can generate the token. Now, if you see here, it is going to be generated, and also it is going to be expired on May 19th, because we mentioned that 1 month. That's why. Now you can click the generate token. Now, if you see here, it is generated the token. Just copy this particular token and you can store this particular token somewhere. Understand, right? This particular token is generated fine-grained token, guys. Now, what you have to do, you have to create the token classic, and here you can generate it. Classic one. If you want, you can create the classic one, or if you want to, you can create the fine-grained one. Earlier, I have created fine-grained one. Similar, you can also create the new token, that is classic one. Just click this one, and here you can give it, and here you need to select the scope, and then you can come down. Here you can select the generate token. It will be generate the token, guys. Here you have to remember. When you log in with using your username, right? We always create the token, and we will be mentioned that depends on our use cases, whether it will be going to expire 7 days or whether it is going to expire the specific date. You can mention here so that it is automatically expired. Be careful. Once you generate the token, you have to be store the particular token somewhere securely. The reason, in case if this particular token someone aware, right, outside of organization, they may clone the repositories, everything. So be careful. You have to be more careful on this particular one. Clear, right? Any questions now? Any questions? Okay, clear. Now, what is the next one? Now, this particular token also is fine. Now, we can generate example. I'm going to create another one. Test today. Today. Okay. And then you can select this repositories. Here, I'm selecting the 7 days only. Just select this everything. Whatever permissions required, you can select here, guys. Okay. And here you can come down. Now here come down, select this users, delete repo, write discussion, admin, audit, code, copilot. Everything I am selecting here. Just generate this one. Once you generate, right, you have to copy this particular password somewhere, guys. So once you log this particular password, you can't get it back. So again, you need to generate the new token. That's why I'm highly recommend, please, once you create this particular token, please store it somewhere. And also try to select the particular duration, whether it is required 1 day, 7 days, 1 month, 1 year, depends on use cases. Here you have to remember, sometimes when you are integrated with Jenkins, any of the third party, any of the tool, DevOps tool, example Jenkins. Okay, then what we will do, right? We won't be give our user token. What we will do, right? We'll be create a separate user, and then we'll be generate the token. There will be mentioned that no expiration, and then using the token will be integrated with Jenkins to clone the repository from Jenkins. Understand, right? Fine, clear. Now it is generated. If you refresh this page, right, the particular one, it won't be visible. Here you can see that specific one, test-1 today. It is showcasing that never used. And here you can see that when it is going to be expired, everything it will be displayed. Clear, right? Any questions now? Okay. What is the next one? Now you can go here. Test is completed. Now you can go with this particular GitHub website. Click this one, and here you can see that this is our GitHub homepage. Here you can see that you can have a look here, and also you can go here. Here you can see that GitHub docs, and here you can find out that particular documentation related one. Whether you want to be migrate, whether you want to be go with that particular account profile, you can have a look here, and also you can go here, come to that GitHub support as well. Click this particular support and support.github.com, and here you can see that in case if you want to be raise the ticket with GitHub team, so here you can raise the ticket as well. And also you can have a look here, my tickets, and here you can see that if you raised any ticket, you can have a look here. In case if you want to be raise new ticket, what you can do here, you can click the new ticket, and here you need to provide your what exactly what is the issue. Okay, example, account billing related issue. Now you can click this particular one, and here you can give it whether a personal one or this specific what is that organization level. Now you can select here, and what is the exact issue you can mention here. Example, you can give the subject, and here you can give your information. You can send the request. It will be generate the token, and they will be respond as soon as possible. Usually it may take 6 to 8 hours respond. So you have to be keep eye on this particular one. But you may ask question, Murli, this raising the ticket is in real time. Will it raise any ticket? Yes, might be required. In case sometimes, right? If you have any questions related billing, if you have any questions related other stuff, we'll be raise the ticket with them. They can help us. Sometimes, right, some of the organizations they may have GitHub managers, account manager. We can directly reach out them, so they can help us if you have any questions. And also here you can see the GitHub community, and here you can see this particular GitHub related community, guys. This one. Understand, right? Fine. Now what is the next one? Now here you need to sign out. Now you can click this particular one. It will be sign out. Just click this particular sign out, and here we have an option sign in, right? I already showcased, and here you need to provide your username. Usually in real time you will be give it your username, and here you need to provide your password as well. Now once you're done, you can click the sign in. In case if you set up that authentication, right? Now two-factor authentication. Now you can click this send SMS, and then you will get the notification to the, you will get the message to your mobile. Now I'm entering here 947371. Now you can enter, verify it. Here it is asking the passkey. We don't require. Ask me later. Now I have log into this particular account. Understand, right? Any questions now? Fine, super. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create the repository. As I said earlier, here we have two things. One is user level repository. Second thing is organization level repository we can create, right? Now what I'm going to do, here I can click this particular one, and then here you can click this particular techworldwithmurali. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, go to the repositories, and then here you can see the new repository. Click this one, and here I'm giving that example sample repo. Okay. Now here this particular name is fine, and here most important owner, whether it is you are going to create its user level or whether you are going to create its organization level. If you create this particular repository in your user level, right, you only having access, then you have to provide the access to someone. But if you select this organization level, whoever already having that organization access, they can able to access that particular repository as well. Whoever created any new repositories, they can also access the particular new repositories as well. Understand, right? But what I'm going to do, instead of creating that user level, I'm going to create the organization level. Now you can click this organization, and here it is asking, we are giving the sample repo. Here it is already reviewed, but existing, we don't have any sample repo. That's why it is showcasing that available. And here, if you want, you can give the description as well related to this particular repository. And here, most important, guys, usually in real time, we always create the private only. But practice purpose, we may create a public, but in real time, we always create the private repository only. The reason, organization level data, whatever code, right? It should be within the organization only. That's why we won't be create this particular repository in the public one. Understand, right? And also you have to remember, don't tell in interview level, we have created the repository in public. If you say, right, they can easy to identify, you haven't worked, just you have learn and trying to get the job. Understand, right? That's why we always having the private repository only. And here, if you want to be create a README file for this particular repository, now here you can select this one, and also here you can see that add that particular .git ignore file. Now here you can select that one, choose a license, just you can select the none only, ignore that. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create the repository. Before going to create the repository, when you create any repository, by default it will create the main branch. Here you have to remember, in interview level, they may ask question, Murli, when you create the repository, what is the branch it will be created? The default branch is main branch. Usually, I think 2 to 3 years back, we were having that when you create any new branch, a new repository, it will create that master branch, but later they have renamed to main branch. Okay, here you have to remember, if you asking this question also, they can identify easily whether you really worked or not. They can easily to identify, guys. Please be careful. Okay, now here you can see that main branch, and here if you see here, you are going to create the repository. Where you are going to create the repository? Under techworld-2580 organization. Inside this particular organization, I'm going to create the repository. Instead of individual user, right? I'm going to create this particular repository in organization level. Now you can create the repository. If you see here, repository is created. Now here you can see that github.com/techworld-2580, the particular sample-repository. Understand, right? Sample-repository. Any questions now? Any questions? Now here you can see that this is our sample-repo we have created under this particular organization. Here you have to remember, in this particular organization, who are having that access to this particular organization, whether it is admin level, whether it is read only, so they can access this particular repository. Understand, right? You don't require to, when you create any new repository, you don't require to provide any access. By default, in the particular organization level, whatever permissions is available, it is applied to the particular repositories. Understand, right? Fine. Here you can see that sample repo, and here you can see the main branch, and here we selected that readme file, right? That's why it is showcasing that readme.md, and here it is showcasing that initial commit, and here you can see that commit ID. As I said, right, when you create any new file, it will create we will use git commit, right? So this is the commit ID. 1 minute back, total we have one commit, and here you can see the readme file, that is sample-repo. Inside the readme file, we have a content that is sample-repo. Understand, right? Any questions now? So now, if you want to create any new file in from GitHub dashboard, what you can do here, we have an option add file. Here you can see that if you want to create a new file, you can create it. Or if you have any existing file, right, zip file, tar file, anything, you can upload. Now, first I'm going to create the new file. Click this create a new file. And here it is asking the name. Example, I'm giving that file name is Murli. And here I'm giving the messages inside the file. I'm going to add it. Hello, Murli. Reddy. Okay. Now here can come down, and here you can see that we have mentioned this, and here you can see the commit changes. If you remember, we are doing that git commit, right, in command line. Similarly, in GUI, you have to click the commit changes. When you click this one, here it is asking the commit message. If you want, you can mention anything. In command line, we were using git commit -m message name, commit message name, right? Here, same thing. In a commit message, you can give it. I'm giving that created the Murli file. Okay. And in case if you want to be created the Murli file, in case if you want to be add any description, you can add it here. And here, most important, here for practice purpose, in main branch, I'm going to directly commit the code to the main branch only, because I have created the Murli file in main branch. That's why. But in real time, we always create the PR. PR related one will be discussed later sometime, so that you will get some idea. Currently, I'm selected here. Commit directly to the main branch. Now here you can click this commit changes, and here you can see that Murli file is created. Whatever we given that commit message, here you can see that commit ID also generated just now. Total we have 2 commit IDs. Understand, right? And in case if you want to be upload your file as well from your local, here you can select that add upload files, and then here you can select this choose your files, and then example I'm uploading this particular this one 25 days example, guys. Just I'm uploading here. Now if you see here, it is uploading. Now here, if you want, you can give that commit message. If you are not adding anything, right, default it will come that add files via upload. Now what I'm going to do, right, I'm uploading the okay, uploading the Kubernetes PDF. Example, I have given this one. Okay. Now, if you want to be add any extra one, you can add it. Currently, I'm going to commit the particular file directly in main branch. Here you have to remember, I think when you are uploading this particular one, right, maximum size is 25 MB only. More than 25 MB, it won't be support. That's why what you have to do, when you if you want to be upload anything, you can upload from local to remote repository. Remote repository is nothing but GitHub or GitLab or Bitbucket. We are calling as a remote repository. Okay. Now here you can click this one, commit changes, and here you can see that sample repo. Now processing your files, and here you can see that sample repo, the specific one, 25 days of Kubernetes 0 to hero. Understand that? Here you can see that now it is uploaded, and also it is generated the commit ID as well. Any questions here so far? Fine. What is the next one? And here you can see the code. Now you can select this code, and here you can see that specific one. And here you have to remember one thing, guys, how the URL will be. Now you can enter here. If you see here, https github.com/whatever organization name or your username. Example, in real time, we'll be always having that organization name, that is techworld-250. Okay. And then here you can see the sample repository. This is the repository name. Always our Git repository, its extension is .git only. Understand, right? Always the extension is .git only. Understand, right? Any questions now? This part, github.com, and this is the username or organization name / the repository name .git. Extension is .git only. Now you can see here this one. And in case if you want to be accessing using SSH, you can do that. Just copy this one, and here you can paste it SSH related one as well. Here you can see that git@github.com / and whatever username or organization name / the repository name .git. This is the SSH related one. Understand, right? Here we have one is HTTPS, second one is SSH. Usually in real time, we always use the HTTPS only when you are cloning any repository. But when you integrate with example Jenkins, we can also use the SSH concept for more secure, but that is depends on use cases. Understand, right? Now you can click this GitHub CLI. This is command related to GitHub CLI. Okay, but GitHub CLI we may not be used much, so you can ignore this particular one. Okay, fine. Now here you can see that commits. Just click this particular commits, and here you can see that this particular main branch. If you see here, guys, I'm in the main branch. In main branch we have 3 commits. Each commit you can click this one. Example, you want to see this particular commit ID, what are the files are directly added. Now you can click this one, and here you can see that this particular PDF file is uploaded in this particular commit ID. Understand, right? Any questions now? Now you can click this particular one, and then here you can see the branches. Currently we have only one branch. Now if you want to create a new branch, you can do that. How do we do? Just go here. First of all, whenever you are going to create the branch, first you have to be in the source branch. Source branch means I'm going to create the branch from main branch. Okay. Now here I'm giving that example. I'm giving that July branch. It means from main branch, I'm creating the July branch. Now you can click this particular one. Okay. Now here you can see that, right? Here you can see that July branch I have created from main branch. That's why whatever available in the main branch, the specific files are directories, right? Currently, everything is copied to the July branch as well. If you see here in July branch also, we can see all the files are directories. Understand? Any questions now? Fine. And here you can click these particular branches, 2 branches. Here you can see that one is main branch, second one is July branch. Here you have to remember, guys, we always having that one branch is default branch. Example, when you create the repository, whether you created in the under user or you created the repository under organization, we'll be having that default branch. Default is main branch. Okay, but here you can see the default branch is default is main branch, And here, if you want to be change it, here you can see the activity. If you want to be rename the particular branch, you can do that. Example, you want to be changed from main branch to master branch. Now you can click this rename, and here you can give it master. You can do that one as well. If you see here, I'm changing from main to master branch. Now you can rename this, and here you can see the specific one. Just refresh this page, and here you can see that earlier it was main branch. Now we have renamed to master branch. Understand, right? And here we have other branches as well. In case usual currently we have a master branch is default branch, right? In case this particular July branch you wanted to keep it as a default branch, what you can do, select this one, go here settings, and here you can see that okay, currently we don't have this one. Okay, fine. Anyway, no, this one active branches, just click this one. Okay, I don't see it. Okay, fine. Anything's fine. But you understood, right? This is the default branch, this particular one. Usually it should be display like active, this particular branch is main branch. But currently, why it is not visible? Let me check it. Okay, fine. Anyway, so here you can see that master branch and July branch. Any questions here? And one more thing, here we have a go to file. Go to file is nothing but here you are in the current specific branch. Here we have a multiple files or directories, but you wanted to search whether the specific file or directory is available or not. Then what you can do, example, I'm searching Murli. If you see here, I have searched with Murli. Here, sorry, go back, and here you can see that Murli, and here you can see that, right? When you search with Murli, right? Here you can see the Murli file, and also 25 days of Kubernetes 0 to hero also we have, both we have. Example, I'm searching with Kubernetes. If you see here, when you search with Kubernetes, here we have a Kubernetes related PDF file, files or directories, everything we can search here. Understand, right? Any questions this one? This particular go to file, we can search whether it is file or directory, and also PDF file, everything we can search here. Any questions now? Okay. And here one more thing you have to remember. Here we can see that repository name is private. Private means whoever access this particular organization, they can able to access, whether they have a read-only access or admin level, they can able to access it. Okay, understand, right? Here we have a private. It means first they have to log in, then only they can able to see that. In case if it is public, right? If they have this particular URL, they can able to see that content, and they can able to download the particular repository as well, clone the repository. But in real time, we always create the private only. Okay. Now here you can go with a pull request. If you want to be matched from one branch to another branch, we can use this particular pull request, and we can create the new pull request, and we can mention that base and destination, we can mention that, and we can raise the PR, and our team will be review it, and they can merge it. We will be discussing more on this particular pull request later sometime. And also some of the organization, they may use that GitHub Actions as well. We can select this particular one, but it is we won't be used much. You can ignore this particular one. And project, I already said, right? It is if you want to be set up Kanban board, sprint planning related one, you can use it. But in real time, we may not be used much. You can ignore this one as well. Now you can go with the insights. Let's say traffic contributors, how many contributors, everything can able to see it, but currently we don't have. You can ignore this one. Now you can go with the settings, repository level, and here you can see that in case if you want to be change the repository name, we can change it. Example, you have mentioned that sample-repo, instead of sample-repo, if you want to be change a different name, you can change the particular one as well. Clear, right? And you can come down, and here you can see the default branch is master. In case if you want to be change the branch, you can do that. Earlier I said, right, in case if you want to be changed from master branch to July, where we need to do, we need to go to the settings, and here we have a default branch is master. What you can do now, you can select this one, not this one. Give me 1 second. Select this particular arrow mark, and here you can select this particular example July branch, and then you can update. Now what will happen? Update this particular default branch. Now what will happen, right? Now it is default branch is July only, not the master branch. Some of the use cases we may need to be change that particular default branch, depends on project to project. Then what you have to do, you have to go to the particular repository, go to the settings. Here you can change it here. Understand, right? Any questions? And if you come down little bit, if you want to be change the visibility. Example, you have created in the private repository. If you see here, private one. Now you want to change from private to public. What you can do, you can click change visibility. You can change to public, and then you can change the particular one. Understand, right? And also in case if you want to be disable the particular branch protection rules, we can disable this one. And also in case if you want to be change the transfer ownership. Example, currently we have created this particular repository under organization, right? In case if you want to be change it, transfer this, and here you can see that example owner. If you want to be changing this particular under your user, you can select this one, specific repository. Okay, earlier we were created in the under organization, but if you want to be changed to your under your user, you can transfer that one. But we won't be used much. Sometimes if you created organization in your user under your user, if you created the repository under your user, if you want to be moved transfer to organization level, you can use it. Okay, fine. And here you can see that archive this project. Archive is nothing but it is read only. Read only means once you create this particular, once you keep this particular repository, archive this project, so no one can be push it. They can only read it. Understand? And if you want to be delete the repository, we can delete. Later sometime I can show you how do we delete. Now we need to see that other options as well. That's why. And here you can see that collaboration and teams. Currently, here you can see that the base role, feed, the direct access, organization access. Currently, we don't have anything. If you want to be use this particular enterprise as well, we can use it as well. Understand, right? But now here you can see the branches. Currently, we can see that branch protection rule. If you want to be add any branch protection rule, you can add it. Example, if you have a repository, main branch or master branch, no one can be commit the code directly to the master or main branch. They should be raised the ticket PR only. Then what you can do, we can create the branch rule set. Later I will show you how do we create that particular one. How do we restrict any user, any engineer. They should not be directly commit the code in the master or main branch. They should be raised the PR only. Okay, I will do later sometime. And if you have any tags in this particular repository, you can see it here. And then rules, you can ignore actions, GitHub related actions, and webhook. These are one of the most important. In case if someone made changes in the repository, the particular Jenkins job needs to be triggered automatically. Then what we will do, right? We'll be use this particular webhook option. Okay, this particular webhook related one, I will be discussing in detail in Jenkins concept. Okay, now you will get there, you will get some idea. And here you can see the pages as well. What are the pages available? That is fine. And here you can see that email notifications. If you want to be get any email notifications, here you can give it. This is the repository level information. Any questions now? Any questions now? Now what I am going to do, I am going to delete this particular repository. In my case, I already explained all the options. Now what I am going to do, you can click this particular settings and go to the general, and then you can come down a little bit. Now what I am going to do, I am going to delete this particular repository. Click this particular delete repository. I wanted to delete this repository. Click this, and here it is showing. Here it's saying that I have read understand this effects. Click this one, and here it is asking to type this particular your organization / repository name. Now you can mention here. Now here it is asking that delete this repository. Just click this particular delete repository. Now under this organization, it is deleted the repository. Understand, right? Any questions? Again, I'm telling, don't tell in interview level, I have created the repository under my user. No, in real time, we always create the repository under organization. Example, I have created this techworld-2580. Understand, right? Fine. Now you can go to the settings. This particular this particular one also I'm going to delete. We don't require this particular organization. I already explained everything, right? Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to delete this particular organization. Delete this organization. Now here you need to type it, confirm the particular organization. What is the organization name? techworld-. Remember, I have mentioned the wrong name, TECH, but I have mentioned TCEH. Okay, you can ignore that one. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to cancel plan and delete the organization as well. Now you can click this particular one. It is deleted the organization as well. Any questions now? Any questions now? Now what I'm going to do, one more thing I want to showcase, guys. Here you can see that we have a plus option. Now you can click this particular plus option. If you want to create the new repository, you can create. I already showcased. Second one is, if you want to import the repository, you can also import it. Example, if you have a repository in other, example, GitHub, GitLab, or Bitbucket, you wanted to import the particular repository to your GitHub. What you can do, you can select that import repository, and here you need to provide your repository, and then here you can give the authentication details related to destination. Example, as I said, GitLab or Bitbucket. If it is a private repository, you have to provide the credentials. In case if it is public repository, you don't require. Understand that? And here very most important, where you are going to be created, whether it is going to be created under your user or whether you are going to be created under organization. Again, I'm repeating, in real time, we always create the repository in organization level only, under organization only. So you should be create under organization. Understand that? And here you can give any name, the particular repository name, and whether you are going to create that particular repository under public or private. We always create the private only in real time. And here, if you observe, here you are going to create the public or private repository. You can select the private repository in your personal account, not the organization level. Understand, right? That's why, as I said, we always, as I said, right, this particular one, always, this particular repository, always will be creating under organization only instead of user. But our practice purpose, you can create whether it is in public, whether it is in user level repository or organization level. Anything is fine. Clear, right? Any questions now? Any questions now? So these are the options available. I hope you understood GitHub dashboard overview. What are the options available? How do we create the repository? How do we check the particular options? Everything. Any questions now? So again, I'm repeating, guys. In real time, we always use the organization instead of creating the repositories under your user. We always create the organization. There will be create the repositories. In the particular organization level, we'll be create the different teams, and then we'll be provide whether read only or admin level access. There, the specific team, it is nothing but a specific group will be add the specific user so that they can access whether the particular repository read only access or admin level, everything. Clear, right? Any questions now?